Black Rube back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Swift and the Swift price action. If you guys have not been paying attention, a big a big huge candle, big huge green candle for Swift, and we're going to be talking about Swift and Draper India connections. Okay, check out the last show where we were talking about Thailand connections, and the last show before that with Max. On Max's channel, we were talking about Singaporean connections. Today, we'll be talking about Indian connections. And today, we're also going to talk about Draper VC connections, okay? And we're going to tell you why that's important. But before we continue, as always, cue my guy Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Black Rube investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was black, you invested. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifested. So we binge on that black, you invested. Best believe I was black, you invested. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that black, you invested. Best believe I was black, you invested.
What's up, guys? Let me go ahead and put my headphones on here. Completely forgot those. Let me see who's in the house. What is up, E? Yeah, let's get at it today, guys. So let's share the screen. Let's try to do it this way, so we don't get the whole, mirroring effect. Big, back in the day, shout out to my guy, Own the Chaos, B. Smith. We used to call these boner candles back in the day. But big green candle here for Swift. Gotta love this price action. Just make sure everybody, let me know if we can see it. Okay, we can see it. Okay, perfect. You're probably going to have to remind me throughout the day or throughout this show, since we're not doing the same sharing that I normally do, if I kind of share on the wrong thing. But yeah, look at this huge candle here for Swift. It had been struggling to get over 5 and is over a 0.005 right now and counting. Got to love this. Maybe this is the start of its breakout, like we just saw here with Jasmine. Look at Jasmine. It just continues to go. They tried to put that Apple news saying that there's no partnership there, but it cannot be doubted that my number uses Jasmine inside of it, and Apple agreed to have my number put on its phones. So there is a partnership there. So do not believe the FUD. I know people were fudding it and all this different stuff, but that seems to be the thing now. Like, they'll bring out some good news, and then immediately there's a retraction article that's not quite accurate, just like they did with Hedera. And the Hedera thing, yes, it was true. It was just that BlackRock wasn't directly connected. Like, they continue to do this nowadays. So now it's like preventing people who don't like thoroughly check into stuff. That's all it is. It's just sowing a seed of doubt. And we talked about that on another show anyway, too. But anyways, Jasmine doing its thing. Swift doing its thing here. Let's see where this heads. I was thinking kind of with Bitcoin that we were going to be kind of lulling until, the third quarter actually kicks in. But maybe with some altcoins like Jasmine and Swift, it's going to break out regardless of what Bitcoin does, So that's going to be really good to see, really good to watch. Regardless, I'm still loving Swift and its potential. regardless if it's like, you know, a cent tomorrow or whatever, still high. But let's see who we got in the chat here. You know what? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and forget about the mirroring and just share the whole thing. Oh no. Well, we can just do it this way. We can do it this way. Let me check out the chat, the comments in the chat. What is up, E? We ready? What's up, Vils Pith? Never caught a live before. I'm here. Thank you for catching the live. What's up, Janet Hayes? Glad you're back in here. What's good? Had to jump over from your channel to Gentleman Crypto. No worries, no worries. Okay, so let's look at this here. We're gonna go into Draper's Indian connections. Okay. Now I got this tab open here. This is our fabled mind map, and we're gonna go specifically right now into Draper's Indian connections. Okay, one big one to note is CoinDX. Okay, CoinDX, it's the biggest exchange over in India as far as I saw it listed. You can see here they raised over 244 mil. Total evaluation 2.15 billion with a B. And we can see some of the usual suspects: Polychain Capital, Coinbase Ventures, Pantera Capital. And we're going to get into this later, how these guys are always constantly connected when it comes to Draper. And here we see Draper Dragon. Okay. But these three here, we see these constantly when it's in connections to Draper. But yeah, now diving a little bit more into CoinDX. And as always, guys, if you have questions, be sure to put them in the chat. We can go over them at the end, like always here. CoinDX, highest valuated crypto ecosystem driver of India. Okay. Raised over 135 million, right? Adds up to 9 in the Series D, becoming the highest valued crypto company in India with a $2 billion valuation. Like we told you, this is April 19th, 2022. We're just going to skip down to some of the investors. You can see CoinDX is backed by Polychain Capital, Temasek, maybe Bain Capital Ventures. You can see some others here, Pantera, just like they kind of showed us there over at CryptoRank.io. Okay, but very interesting, So this for me now says Draper co-owns CoinDX, Coinbase, and Gemini, 3 huge exchanges, right? Coinbase, biggest chain in America, right? Gemini, probably maybe the 3rd biggest chain in America after Uphold, right? And CoinDX, biggest chain in India. Okay, and they have some summaries here. First crypto unicorn, and remember, unicorn, I believe, is like a company evaluated over 100 million. It's either 100 billion or 100 million. Let's check that out. So I can't remember. Unicorn. I'll bring that tab over. I know I'm not sharing this right now. I'll bring that tab over as soon as it pops up here. Okay, so unicorn is a term used in venture capital industry to describe a startup company with a valuation with a value of over $1 billion. So it told us its valuation was 2 billion. So it is a unicorn. Okay. Now let's go back here to CoinDX. First to introduce staking in India. First to introduce Insta, liquidity aggregation in India. CIP, crypto investment plan for regular investing. DCX Learn, which is the first crypto exchange-led learning platform in India. First to introduce a dedicated app for crypto beginners. First to introduce automated KYC with OnFido. First to introduce insurance through BitGo. First to onboard AML tool and crypto using CoinFirm. Introducing press alert feature for listed coins on the platform. First to introduce the 7M framework for shortlisting tokens. Interesting. Okay. Now they also have a venture capital arm, which we can look up in just a second here. I'm going to go back to the chat and see who's over there. What's up, Shook Focus Digital? Yes, definitely smash the like, y'all. Okay. So let's go back here to, yep. So let's stay here and look a little bit here at some of the companies that are related to this. But I'm going to share here an article I found in the Economic Times, India Times version. So Silicon Valley crypto fund Draper Dragon eyes India debut. So this was November 30th, 2021. So we already know. So after this, they actually got that India debut and they ended up having DCX, one of the biggest platforms in just a year or two later. Okay. And they say this it's likely to invest 75 to 100 million in Indian blockchain and crypto startups. So this is an interesting look at what's going on here because we're looking almost back in time. So, you know, they told us here November 30th, 2021, they were going to do it. They were going to go do stuff in India. And this is from Indian time. So this is, you know, from an Indian paper. And then lo and behold, later, they end up having the biggest blockchain exchange in India. Okay. Just, it's crazy. But one of the things I want to down to is here. Well, okay, yeah, here. They're going to note a couple places that Draper Dragon is in. The fund, founded in 2006 by Larry Lee, Andy Tang, Bobby Chow, and Tim Draper, also has offices in Toronto, Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Singapore. So again, Hong Kong, Singapore, Shanghai, that whole kind of Asian area there, they have on lock. Okay. And let's just bring up that map of Thailand again so people can see it and see that all of these areas are kind of generally like right next to each other. There's water, which makes it a little bit more difficult than just like land, right? Where you could just take a car and drive to places. But all of these places are kind of relatively really. Oh, I went to Google Earth. I wanted to go to Google Maps. So Google Earth might be a little bit too extensive to chunky or clunky. I use those words interchangeably. Just a second here. It's going to pop up. Okay. So now we're here in India. Remember, we were covering Thailand before, and when we were on Max's channel, we were covering Singapore. So all of these places are kind of really close to each other. And I've also shown you guys before about the Philippines, which I'll probably do on Crypto Futures channel. Shout out to Crypto Future. Going to do a collaboration with him next week, I believe on Tuesday. So definitely tune in for that. So here we have the Philippines. So all of these places are really, really close to each other. And if you go up a little bit further past Taiwan, I think you get to Japan there. There's Taipei. So remember, all these places are kind of really, really close to each other. Okay. And yeah, so here we are in India, right? Let's go back over to this article. And then one of the things we're going to notice here is, okay, so fund, let me just make sure what I think is up. Okay, it is. What's up, Kid Grabo? What is up, Riviera Group? Okay, definitely get to all your questions at the end, guys. I'm going to keep going here. Go, where were we? Okay. Nope. Okay, there we go. So far, the fund has invested in 4 startups in the crypto space in India. Crypto gaming CropBytes, wallet company Safi. I don't know how to. I really don't know how to say that. Safely, maybe Safely. Cross-chain liquidity company, Pontoon Finance, and metaverse company Polka Music. Akshay, advised as a venture partner for the Southeast Asia Fund, told EA or ET. So already invested in CropBytes, Selfie, Pontoon Music, which we'll look at today. And we may today look at Akshay Agrawal. We might do that on Crypto Futures channel because found some great information on Akshay Agrawal. Some really fabulous information on him. But yeah, so let's look at a few of these companies. Look at Pontoon. Up. Give me a second. So Pontoon, you can buy actually right now somewhere. It is a coin that's listed somewhere. Call it a cross-chain liquidity mirror protocol. You can see backers, Draper Dragon, Genbot Capital, Morningstar Ventures, X21 Digital. So they raised about 3 million, not too bad. 3.2 million. And let's go to their website if we can here. Okay, Pontoon cross-chain aggregator, Meta cross-chain Meta aggregator. Interesting. Okay, and then let's look at safely or safely. A wallet. It's always a lot of money wrapped up in wallets. We love that. One private wallet to unlock a safer, decentralized universe. Safely's 100% regulatory compliant solutions are ready for mainstream use across the centralized space. And of course, they do the whole, globe propaganda type of stuff. So yeah, really cool. Really cool. Thank you for subscribing, Keith Ivy. Appreciate you. Richard Judge, what is going on, brother? Thanks for coming through. I don't know if I said this before, but thanks for coming through, Kid Grabo. Also, my guy Riviera group in there. Okay, we're going to get to all of those questions. Let me continue on here. So let's come back to CropBytes. But one of the other ones here that I mentioned are Gary. And to understand Gary, you have to understand what VCs are related to Draper. So let's go quite a bit far over here and look at this. So these are all the VCs that I found that kind of are directly related to Draper and like have some relation to Draper. So since Draper owns Coinbase, Gemini, and CoinDCX to some type of tune, like we don't know how much of it he owns, right? But he owns these. So anything they invest in, he's probably invested in because he's part owner. Okay, so Coinbase Ventures, Gemini Ventures, CoinDCX Ventures. So anything these guys invest in could possibly be something he is also invested in. So just because you may see Coinbase Ventures attached to something, and it's not like Draper Dragon or Draper Associates, it does not mean that he's not connected. Like when you see one of these three, he's probably connected. Polychain Capital, we saw through Boost VC that Polychain Capital is partly owned by either Boost VC or some type of Draper connection there. Boost VC is run by Draper's son. So there we go. Protocol Labs, Draper Gorin Home, Draper University, Draper Associates, Draper Dragon, Boost VC, Draper X, Shima Capital. Shima Capital, we dug into Shima Capital and we saw that the funders of Shima Capital were Draper related, right? I think we also dug into the owners, the funding of Animoca Brands, and that was also Draper backed. But for now, I put it in connections. These are all the ones that seem to be frequently connected with Draper stuff. Tiger Global Management, Animoca Brands. You saw Animoca Brands with, Metapath, Dragonfly Capital. We saw that with them with Metapath. Mark Andreessen frequently see stuff where Andreessen and Draper are both invested in some type of way, form, and fashion. And remember, I told you on Draper's son's podcast, he was interviewing both of them. So they seem to be acquainted, if not boys. You know what I mean? So ARK Invest through Boost VC. We see ARK Invest 21 shares is Boost VC company, and it sells ARK Invest's ETF. And Draper was an early investor in Tesla. So was Kathy Wood. So you always see these little connections to ARK Invest and possibly Draper. So does he own a piece of it? I don't know. But it does seem that they continuously invest in things that might be the same. Okay. So DWF Labs, we continuously see things that they invest in that might be the same as Draper as well. Pantera Capital, which has a Jed McCaleb connection. You know, we've kind of hinted at Draper having a connection with Stellar. That later kind of got proved with the Draper University news, which we can pop up here for anybody who's watching for the first time. Let's go to their X. That would be the easiest way. So I think both Underdog and Max showed some information about MoneyGram being connected to SWFT, right? And all of a sudden that information was pulled down, right? But then there are a lot of different connections that you can make, like loose ones to Draper and Stellar. Like Stellar is on Coinbase, and on Coinbase, Stellar has this intimate relationship with USDC, in which they can trade it on Coinbase in a native way. We've gone over that before too, right? And in that, you can say, okay, since Draper owns Coinbase, there's a connection there. But here we have a direct connection in that we're teaming up. This is Draper University, the school that Draper owns, which he basically is like churning out all of these different possible millionaire or billionaire startup companies. It's amazing. He's like creating billionaires over here. We're teaming up with Stellar Org to accelerate and fund up to 80 startups to build on Stellar for the next 2 years. This is part of our continued commitment to growing blockchain adoption and supporting Web3 ecosystem. Learn more about these programs on our website. So there we go, a direct connection to Stellar. I also showed you guys another connection to Stellar when we were going through SWIFT's stablecoin options, okay, that they support on SWIFT. So that was another Stellar connection there, right? So here we are. Let's go back to our mind map here. So various times we see those guys, ARK Invest, DWF Labs, Pantera Capital, and Spartan Group, okay? So always see him connected to these VCs. So if you see these VCs, chances are Draper might have a connection there with it, okay? So especially on the first tier, if you see the first tier of VCs, he owned it. If you see the second tier, he may have some indirect connection, okay? Let's go back over here to our India stuff and take a look at CropBytes, if we can find that. CropBytes, here we go. It's a GameFi, and it says here, Draper Dragons, they actually agree or show that they fund this. It's an Indian-based company. It's a crypto game based on real-world farming economy. Allows users to use the power of crypto to play and earn in the virtual world. Okay, so that is CropBytes, which you could invest in right now. Let's go. Now, let's go check Gary. Now, Draper Dragon is invested in Gary through Shima Capital, okay? And we already showed you guys that they own part of Shima Capital, okay? Now, Gary is a very interesting one in that it's short video, social commerce, and entertainment platform. It's kind of like its own, like, what would you say, YouTube type of deal. Maybe like a Snapchat or type of deal. What's the other one? TikTok type deal. Short video. So when you talk short video, you think TikTok. And commerce, an entertainment platform built on Solana and targeting the Indian market. Okay. Now, Gary probably will do a whole show on Gary itself. Okay. But here it is, the world's largest Web3 audio and live video streaming platform. Okay. So I think we need to do a show on Gary just itself. I promised a listener that I would do a show just deep diving into Gary, but I just wanted to touch on it right now, especially since we were talking about India, and let you guys know this is a Draper asset. Okay. This was on fire when it first came out. Then it pulled back a little bit. And where are we at now? Okay, here we go. Sorry. So yeah, the world's largest Web3 and audio video live streaming platform. 200 millions of downloads. Okay. 125K plus daily users. And I urge you to join the community. So pretty interesting. Kind of gives you the mind of like a galaxy, like on Hedera and all of that type of stuff. So very, very interesting there with Gary. We're probably going to do its own show of Gary. And let's go back here. I think you can get Gary on MEXC. Don't quote me on that, but I think you can get it on there. When it first came out, I think it was like it was like 80 cents. So such a bargain here for Gary. And max supply of 1 billion. So not too bad here for Gary. It's one we might actually definitely want to take a little deeper dive into. So let's go ahead and look at the chat here. We'll start at the top. Here we go. Ryu Sharukin, what are my top 3 AI coins? Well, check out the Patreon, because I gave the Patreon a whole list of coins, whole list of AI coins that I'm looking at. But if you're asking me just kind of off the top of my head, so the patrons have an entire list, so I don't feel like I'm shorting the patrons by giving 3 AI coins. Right now, I'd say like Jasmine has moved into my top AI coin list for sure. Jasmine. A coin called VXV. Let's see if we can go to that. I know they had a partnership with LCX at one point in time. They say on-demand correlation matrix data sets for hidden relationship detection and in data training and artificial intelligence systems. Woo, say that 2 times fast. This had made it all the way up to like $15 or something in the last bull run, I believe. Yeah, you can see here it's like all the way up to like $6 or some dollars. So crazy stuff for this one last time. And then last AI coin, probably Viat. IBM backed on this guy. It's at 16 cents right now. Popped all the way up to 50 cents. And there was a time where you could have this, like, look at that, at 0.00 something. in 2022, December 2022. Got it at 0.00 something. I was so mad when this popped all the way up to 30 cents. And I could have had it at 0.00 something, just chilling for all this time. I was so mad. But you're gonna miss some, and then you're gonna not miss some. I think that's the big trick. They always make you think intensive or time sensitive. You're gonna just put yourself in line for that next one. But that's an aside. But yeah, Viat total max supply is 400K or no 400 million. Excuse me, max supply. So very small-ish type max supply here with Viat. But yeah, Viat, VXV, and Jasmine would be my answer to that. I think we might need to zoom to Thailand after this next bull run. 100%, 100% Riviera group. Might have to go over there and do some things for sure. For sure. Plus, it's way cheaper to live over there. So I hear from a lot of people. So yeah, for sure, bro. What's up, Kid Grabo? Peace. So Richard Judge, Hiro Tanami. Is Velo powered to Draper coins? It's not directly. Since Draper has a connection to Stellar, and we've said that a couple of times this show. Since Draper has a connection to Stellar, there's some thought or some belief maybe there might be something going on with Draper and Velo, but I think the connection there is Draper to Stellar and not Velo directly. So the short answer to your question would be no, but the longer answer to your question is maybe a little bit through Stellar. Okay, Hero, I know that's not a black and white answer, but I don't think we can make it black and white because there's not any definitive news out there. But I think the really short answer to your question would be not directly. Okay. But like I said before, if we come over here, you can see with the Draper Dragon system and how they're in India, how they got stuff in the Philippines, in Singapore. They kind of got everything on lock here. And another answer to your question, Hero, would be can SWFT support Velo? If we go look at Velo, if we go look at Velo on X, right, we can see that SWFT is following these guys. This is way zoomed in. Let me see if I can find a Velo post so we can actually confirm that. Because SWFT follows like almost everybody. Shout out to my guy Shook Focus, who was in the chat here. He's one of the first people that said that. I want to give him some credit for that. SWFT does follow like everybody, so it almost makes me think that anybody they're following, their platforms should support them in some type of way. But here to show you it, so you know I'm not just talking out of my gourd here. Here we go, SWFT blockchain right there. And like I said, we know that SWFT supports Stellar, even though they don't directly say it. There's some things that we can show you that, proves that they support Stellar. So I think there could be some there could be some interactions between Swift payment app and Velo payment app. Okay. And thinking that Velo's payment app is going to mostly be focused on Thailand. I think Swift kind of has everywhere else around that. You know what I mean? Specifically India and Singapore. And they're getting into the Philippines a little bit. Thanks for sharing my Twitter, Shook Focus Digital. Appreciate it, brother. What's up, Prospector? Sultan Shakir. Got here late. Bar, are you going to leave us this live up as a recording? For sure I will. For sure I will. Price is surging. And right, Sharukin, thanks, Ru. No problem. No problem. So yeah, price is surging. Gotta love the surging price of Swift right now. Gotta love that. Let's see where it leads, man. See where it leads. Maybe by the end of the week, maybe we're back up in the 0.006 area. But honestly, I would like to see us hold past 1 cent and hold it. That would be really great. I think that's the next thing to do, because we almost or briefly touched 0.009. And we got to kind of, hold that 1 cent area. Even SSH, they haven't held the 1 cent area. They were quite beyond it. But I think that's the next thing coming up for that. I don't know how this got on here. Let me remove that. I think that's the next thing for SHX as well. They need to come and hold this 1 cent area. That would be great here. Definitely believe in SHX. Got tons of SHX. Got tons of Swift. We're getting ready. Okay, I guess a little quick show for us today. We're not going to go past the hour mark. And thank you for everybody who tuned in here. Really appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you guys. So I'll catch you guys later. We'll be back on Wednesday, and we'll be back on Saturday. We're going to try to keep up this consistency, and I'm in a place where I can stream and not have it be so clunky this time. So thank you guys so much for coming through. I'll see you.